Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Filipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP sent to your email address. Note that the OTP is valid for 5 minutes and for one-time use only. If no OTP is received, you may click on the Resend OTP button. Once successful, create and enter your password. Accept the terms and conditions to complete your registration. You can now log on to Filipinas Live. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos monthly.
Filipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Filipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, and syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Filipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Filipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP sent to your email address. Note that the OTP is valid for 5 minutes and for one-time use only. If no OTP is received, you may click on the Resend OTP button. Once successful, create and enter your password. Accept the terms and conditions to complete your registration. You can now log on to Filipinas Live. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos monthly.
Filipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Filipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Happy Friday, PBA fans. My name is Carla Lizardo Sulit, welcoming you to the semifinals of our 50th PBA Commissioner's Cup. Of course, you are watching our live chat party dito sa ating One Sports YouTube channel presented by TapTap. It is time for Game 1. After an entertaining first matchup between Ginebra and Rain or Shine, they are meeting once again in Game 2 of the semifinals. Rain or Shine leaned on a clutch 11-0 run late in the fourth quarter to snatch the series opener from Ginebra 115 to 111. Rain or Shine was trailing by as many as 10 points, but they were able to outscore Barangay Ginebra 73 to 62 in the second half to take the victory. Jalen Johnson and Justin Brownlee were just going at it, but it was Jonard Clarito who really stole the spotlight to earn our Player of the Game honors. And this actually marks Rain or Shine's first semi-series opening win since the 2019 PBA Philippine Cup. Let's check out our updated playoff picture. In our other side of the semifinals matchups, nanalo ang TNT sa Game 1 against Meralco, and of course, Rain or Shine did take the lead against Ginebra in Game 1 as well. Now let's talk about the key players from both of these teams, starting with Rain or Shine. Jalen Johnson dropped a monster double-double to help set the tone para sa Rain or Shine in Game 1. He had 40 points, 19 rebounds, 6 out of 11 from the three-point area. What a performance para dito kay JJ. And he really powered that victory alongside Clarito para dito sa Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Let's hear what Coach Yang Giao had to say about his team's performance in Game 1.
Coach, looking at your elimination round game against Barangay Ginebra, it was a three-point shooting that bothered you that time. What allowed you to limit them today, shooting just 34% from the field from that area?
Actually, I thought they shot really well, especially si RJ. We couldn't find a solution to RJ initially, pero si JB, si Brownlee, hirap din kami sa matchup. But I'm really proud of the guys because ang ano nang namin is show up and compete. To play a team like Ginebra, GOAT import, GOAT coach, half of the Gilas team, the probable best player of the conference in their team. So, sino ba kami? No, parang lumaban lang tayo. Tingnan natin hanggang saan tayo. O at least na ilusot namin yung game 1, naka-isang tsamba. Tingnan natin ilang tsambang kaya namin. Tingnan natin. Ito yung mga pinabili lang ng suka nakarating dito sa SEMIS. So, tingnan natin. A lot of respect to the Ginebra team. We just fought hard. We lost Kaylan today. Medyo masama yung tiyan niya. Si Luis, we lost him in the fourth quarter. We lost a lot of players already, but we're still there fighting. We hope Kaylan can play on Friday. We'll see how it pans out on Friday. Tingnan natin.
We heard it straight from Coach Yang Giao that Rain or Shine came ready to play in this series, but he also emphasized na sila yung underdogs dito and gave a lot of credit and respect para dito sa Barangay Ginebra in the semifinals. And Game 2 is going to be an exciting one. Let's talk about the local player that stepped up para dito sa Rain or Shine to take the win, Jonard Clarito, stealing the spotlight, coming up big down the stretch to help them strike first against Ginebra. Here were his stats, 25 points, conference high for him, 9 out of chat party. Just state your name, where you're watching from, at sa mga nakatutok from all around the world. If you need to send money to your family here in the Philippines, check out TapTap Send para sa mabilis, safe at sulit na padala to the Philippines. Download TapTap Send, the trusted remittance best friend of OFWs worldwide. And for the latest in the world of sports, please follow One Sports on YouTube, Facebook, X, Reddit, Instagram, and on TikTok. We'll be right back.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang TapTap Send at gumagamit ka ba ng TapTap Send?
Yes, TapTap Send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
our live chat party. Pag-usapan naman natin ang key players para dito sa Ginebra. Justin Brownlee, despite scoring 13 points in the fourth and dropping a 30-piece, they could not take care of business in game one. Brownlee with 32, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, but it was not enough to power his team to victory. Another bright spot naman para dito sa Barangay Ginebra was the good game of Nard Pinto. He came off the bench and was able to contribute 13 points, 4 out of 4 from the field, 3 out of 3 from the three-point area. So let's see what Pinto will be able to do today to help his team get the win in game number 2. Now, which bench will step up dito sa game 2? Will it be rain or shine or Ginebra? Our game is about to start, kaya puntahan na natin ang Mall of Asia Arena.
For now, let's turn it over.
Alam mo, Miss Bell and Coach Ronnie, sa sobrang focus ng Barangay Ginebra, napakaganda ng shooting dito sa round robin. Nasira yung net dito sa kanang bahagi na court.
Kita mo, hindi pa nag-uumpisa yan. Anyway, both teams shot well from the three-point territory after an abysmal first two-quarter shooting from the long ball. In the last 2 quarters, it was a shootout, and as a result, rain or shine reached and even exceeded the scoring average. While, of course, Ginebra total over 110 points. Pero yung depensa nila, nagbigay ng mahigit 18 points over their normal 98 points per game allowed per opponent.
The PBA 50 Commissioner's Cup semifinals, and it's game number 2 between the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters and the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Let's meet the starting lineups first. For the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. At guard from Lukban, Quezon, number 14, Andre Caracol. From Tondo, Manila, the other guard, number 1, Adrian Noko. At center, number 7, Jalen Johnson. At forward from Magsaysay, Davao del Sur, number 22, Johnner Clarito. And from Rojas City, also at forward, number 44, Christian Manaytay. Head coach for Rain or Shine is Yang Yao. And now, here are the starters for the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. From Naga City at guard, number 4, RJ Abarientos. Also at guard from Tigos, Davao del Sur, number 9, Scotty Thompson. From Angeles City, Pampanga, at forward, number 14, Stephen Ho. Also at forward, number 32, Justin Brownlee. And at center from Sasmuan, Pampanga, number 25, Japet Aguilar. Head coach from Barangay Ginebra is Team Code. Game officials are Peter Balao, Jerry Narandan, Charlie Amparado, and Carlo Vergara.
Referees for tonight, Peter Balao, Jerry Narandan, Charlie Amparado, and Carlo Vergara. It is Rain or Shine versus Barangay Ginebra. Nokum and Manaytay now inserted in that starting unit para kay na Coach Yang Yao. Samantala sa kabila naman, Barangay Ginebra, the usual suspects tayo. Coach Ronnie, nakaputi. Ang Barangay Ginebra San Miguel, pula naman o medyo orange. Etong Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. We are coming to you live from the MOA Arena on RPTV and of course the One Sports YouTube channel. Sabay-sabay natin tutukan ang mga kaganapan. Ball is up and in play. Game 2 is on.
Last time that Rain or Shine was in the finals was during their title run in the 2016 Commissioner's Cup.
10 taon na inaantay ng Rain or Shine makabalik dyan. They are a quarter of the way there dito sa semifinals. But they come up dry on their opening attack. Brownlee on this end of the floor. We'll swing it around. RJ, fly by 3. Opens up the scoring here in game 2.
295 points heading to this game. The most for any local here in the Commissioner's Cup. Are we surprised for last year's #1 first-year player? Of course not.
Simulat sa pool. 3-point shot na yan natin kagad sa atin ng Arena Plus Sportsbook. And he has scored in double digits in every single game so far ngayong Commissioner's Cup for 2026.
That was Justin Brownlee leading the double team extremely well. Nobody closing out earlier.
RJ
Barrientos.
5 of 14 siya na nakaraan. So far, 1 of 2 ngayon. Knock-on stopping pa. Tapla kagad tayo, Coach.
When that element of consistency sa kanyang 3-point shooting ay mangyayari, definitely he is a complete offensive package. And he showed that as he shot really well from the long ball dun sa game 1 na panalo para sa Rain or Shine.
Nocum was 3 of 7 from the three-point line back in game 1. Knocks down his first attempt here. A minute having gone by dito sa game 2. Brownlee on the move, goes to the spin, forces it up, and now Johnson pulls down the rebound. Nocum going the other way. Adrian.
Wow.
Through traffic.
A 3-point pull-up earlier. And now an attack. After a miss by Brownlee, 5 straight points for a 2-point lead for Rain or Shine.
Brownlee getting deep kontra kay Manaytay. Tumulong si Nocum. Pocket pass to Scotty. Pinagsak pa kay Japet. He gets the basket at di niya mang foul.
Well, surely one of the things that Barangay Ginebra looked at was the kind of defensive scheme that Rain or Shine employed against Justin Brownlee. Double team in the post, frees up Scotty Thompson, and then a flash from the rear side will enable Aguilar to score his first 2 points. Again, beating the double scheme always essential against the double teaming scheme of the other team.
Japet, who only played 12 minutes back in game 1, will miss his bonus free throw. Tandaan natin, he's still recovering from that leg injury, Coach.
Matagal bago nakabalik. Eh, iba na ang labanan sa playoffs at iba na ang physicality talaga pagdating sa postseason.
Nocum trying to slice through, rifles into the left side. Clarito will miss.
You see that closeout coming from Thompson. Understanding that Clarito hurt them, especially with its final 3-point basket near the end of the 4th quarter in game 1.
Thompson looking for Japet. Aguilar wasn't ready. And this space, action-packed agad-agad tayo. First quarter pa lang, Coach.
Wala pang ang takbuhan. Pag nagtakbuhan yan, talagang tataas yung adrenaline level ng mga tao rito sa loob ng Mall of Asia Arena. Hiyawan na yan, sigurado walang humpay.
Back in the elims, Coach Ronnie, Ginebra held Rain or Shine. Alam naman natin, run and gun team to only 9 fast break points.
And 90 points.
Pero nung game 1 netong semis, naka-15 fast break point ng Rain or Shine. They won by 4.
Oh, hindi naman ganun karaming tapon. Pero mabigat yung live ball turnovers because Rain or Shine had 10 steals in that game 1 win. Excellent execution on that post offense for Johnson and Manaytay with that inside cut against the defense of Brownlee. Trying to also force Brownlee to be more active defensively playing off the ball.
Brownlee will secure this board. Tabla pa rin tayo sa 5. Steal there by Nocum. Here we go. Hold on to chase. The Aviator takes it all the way to the hole.
5 points for Ginebra, 7 points for Nocum to outscore the entire Gins unit. And so far, 2 turnovers in the first quarter here for the Gin Kings.
Brownlee, Manaytay beats him to the rock.
It's a
Holt
completed
thwarts
defensive
that
stop.
fast break attempt.
An enviable task of containing Justin Brownlee. It was Santi Santillan who had the first throw against Brownlee in game 1 in the first quarter.
Ito ang ating panalo play of the game. Hanahatid sa atin ang TNT.
Back-to-back turnovers, back-to-back empty possessions for the Gin Kings.
Johnson goes across. Nocum, jab step fake, puts it on the deck. Nocum with found the crack in the defense.
For whatever reason that Nocum ended up with the Barrientos guarding him, Nocum once again continues to attack. 9 in the game for Nocum has scored all of the points for Rain or Shine.
We are in a 9-2 run by Rain or Shine, and as Coach Ronnie mentioned, all by Adrian. Holt will give it up. JB has Karakot in front.
That's good help.
Naipit si Brownlee. Holt, short. Rebound to Andre. Ito na naman si Adrian. Clarito on a fishing expedition.
I was about to say, Holt has to be more offensive-minded. Scored only under 10 points in that game 1 loss. We know that he can do more. Barrientos not able to close that side, that driving lane of Adrian Nocum, who's so strong getting to the basket. And once again, those drives aided by the fact that he hit his first shot, which was a 3-point look to open up that last driving lane.
Ano chinek nila? Kung 2 o 3-point attempt yun. 3 free throws para dito kay Jonard.
Yun.
She mentioned
25 points. Conference best for the second round pick.
and he was 4 for 4 from the free throw line.
Right.
And he really made it a point. Mula nung nagmintis nga siya ng dalawa kontra sa NLEX na
Tinrabaho na
kinikwento
niya.
mo.
Oo.
He has barely missed ever since.
75% from the 3 ball, 100% from the line. At sabi nga natin, the biggest plus minus or biggest plus in terms of player efficiency at plus 16 para sa rain or shine sa game 1 na panalo.
Jonard goes 2 for 2. And this now is a 12-2 run para dito sa rain or shine. Holt from the wing. We'll swing it around once again. That defense of rain or shine swarming Barangay Ginebra right now. Pero nahanapan ang paraan ni Scotty Thompson yan.
Will never shy away from whatever is needed by the Gin Kings as Snowcomb attacks quickly and will overshoot the mark.
Napansin nyo, hindi nyo na nakikita yung bukol dito kay Scotty. Kasi naman po, nakabangs siya ngayon.
Nakabangs eh. New look.
Nakabangs. Si Scotty dito.
You like that attempt coming from Scotty. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-over-rely dito kay Justin Brownlee. Lalong-lalo na, it's been defended well by Manaytay. Still scoreless up to this point of the first si Justin Brownlee.
Sipin mo si Brownlee at 38 years old, still averaging more than 30 per outing. RJ lights it up. He's got a couple of threes already.
Thompson has been responsible for scoring or assisting in the last 5 points for the Gin Kings.
Clarito, babawi.
Nobody closing out. Can't believe his confidence is sky high at this stage. Wow.
15-10 is the score. Rain or shine by 5. Ginebra looking for the angle to get it to JB. They swing it the other way. Jumper. No good. Holt trying to keep it there, but Manaytay picks it up. Double J in attack mode. Will barrel his way through. Nabitin. May ilang kay Aguilar. Nokum whistled for the foul on the help. Ito yung huling tres ni Jonard.
Johnson with a screen assist. Good eye as well coming from Nokum as he posted up RJ Barrientos and created that scoring opportunity for Jonard Clarito.
Pahinga muna si Nokum after shooting 4 for 4 from the field. Gian Mamuyak ang pinasok ni Coach Yang.
One of the biggest heroes para sa Rain or Shine sa panalo sa unang laro sa seryeng ito. And Brownlee was missed his first few attempts, will be rewarded with 2 free throws.
JB takes care of first.
2 turnovers here in quarter 1 for Brownlee after the first 5 minutes, scoring his first point.
At this point, may report si Miss Bell.
Although Ginebra scored 111 in Game 1, RJ Barrientos admits how Rain or Shine disrupted Ginebra's offense by their pressure. Their defense forced the Barangay to dribble more than they should at hindi lang sila nagdalawang isip, nagtatlong isip pa sa kung ano ba ang kailangan nilang gawin. Kaya very conscious si RJ tonight to balance being aggressive and getting those 3-pointers for himself, but also finding his teammates and making sure that they get the rhythm offensively. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Miss Bell.
And that's always very important. The flow, the rhythm, gets everybody going, especially when pace is the name of the game for your team.
Ibig ko sabihin yan, kailangan mahawakan mo ang beat.
Automatic. Can we say the beat?
Yeah. Ginebra down by just 3 now. They have started to settle in as well. Holt goes across. Scotty thought about the 3, drives closer, kicks it over. JB with a long 2. 3-pointer pa yun.
And that's within the flow of the offense. Multiple passing, personal movement. 5 straight points here coming from Justin Brownlee. Ties the count at 15. Anchored in a 5-0 counter run.
Mamuyak trying to attack Holt. Clarito launches again. Aguilar with the board. This is a longer first run para kay Japet as compared to Game 1.
Yes, they need him really inside.
Oh, nice backdoor. Abarientos sneaking one through.
If pace is the name of the game, and fast break scoring and transition play for Rain or Shine, it is disciplined execution on the flip side for the Gin Kings.
Lamang na ang Ginebra dito, 17-15. Clarito with a fly-by 3. Di na naman umubra, pero it stays there with Mamu. Flips up and out. Holt will secure. And now RJ will get it right back to Stephen. JB for 3. Scotty with a board.
Excellent effort play once again coming from Thompson.
Holt thought he was fouled. RJ has the opening. Punches it through.
Not only does Abarientos have quick feet, but that quick release is so hard to close out. And right now, Ginebra riding the crest of a 10-0 run to erase a 5-point deficit earlier.
What a counter para dito sa Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Sabi nga ni Coach Ronnie, kani-kani na lang. Lamang na lamang ang Rain or Shine. Ngayon, 5 na ang abante ng Ginebra. Time out na to. Atin sa atin ng Solaire Online. Play the game your way on the Solaire Online Sportsbook.
We look tired. We have to be in front of our man. We have the initiative and then you let it down. Let's go.
Minutes ang naitala ni Japet Aguilar in Game 1. No new injuries coming into that game pero hanggang ngayon daw, hindi pa niya naipapagpag ang naging tightness sa kanyang right knee from their eliminations match against NLEX. Japet quickly said that he doesn't want to make this an excuse. Aminado siyang hindi siya naging epektibo last game kaya hindi rin siya nakakuha ng minuto as the Barangay found success utilizing Roy instead. Gentlemen.
Maraming salamat, Miss Bell. So far, very effective si Aguilar dito. As Asisio is blocked by Thompson. Scotty on the run. Iiwan pa sana para kay Holt. Johnson will clear it. Anton on a 2-on-1. Santillan against RJ. Goes to the sidestep. 2 shots para kay Leonard.
That's good transition defense for Rain or Shine after Scotty rejected a jumper coming from Asistio. So far, Ginebra's defense biting the offense of Rain or Shine. Excellent effort by Thompson.
Yan ang silyado defense of the game brought us by Pioneer Elasto Seal. Silyado ang bubong, anumang panahon.
Yung natuloy lang dun sa sequence ay naging tapon sa kanilang transition. Kung kaya dito sa counter play on the other end, Santillan will have a chance to score his first 2 points and stop a 10-0 run coming from the Gin Kings.
Barangay Ginebra has always, or since Friday, or Wednesday rather in Game 1, has had her eye on Anton Asisio. Asisio shoots better than 48% from that 3-point line. Nabokya siya back in Game 1. Ngayon nakita mo, hinabol talaga siya ni Thompson sa 3-point line.
And one thing very intentional right now dito sa unang quarter is Ginebra protecting the paint because they gave up 48 points inside the paint against Rain or Shine.
Split from the line para kay Santillan. That's been a trouble spot para kay Santi so far this entire tournament. Santillan just shooting 56% from there. Brownlee goes across. Take it away.
Turnover number 3 for Brownlee.
Malonzo with that steal. Johnson trying to get himself in a groove. Holt bracing himself. They go across. Anton lets it fly. Brownlee boxing out on Johnson. Here comes JB. RJ. Back to JB. Baseline jumper. Good.
2 points in quarter 1. In the first quarter, not today. Brownlee already with 7. Abarientos with 11. And this is already a 12-1 run courtesy of Ginebra.
Kanina nga may 12-2 run yung Rainier Shine. Ngayon, binawian sila ng 12-1. Kaya ani mga bante ng Barangay Ginebra and they get another stock, coach.
Rainier Shine scored 26 points in the first 12 minutes. In game 1 of the series so far here today with 16 with under 3 minutes remaining.
First quarter nga nun was 26-17. Back in game 1, JB going to work once again.
Scoring more against the defense of Santillan compared to when Manaytay was matched up against him earlier. Second defender against Brownlee today.
Ito si Johnson, scoreless pa. 10 points in the first quarter yan back in game 1. 9 pa dinagdag no second quarter. Sa ngayon, bokya pa rin itong si Double J as we hit this mandatory timeout. 24-16, walong abante ng Ginebra. Timeout na doon sa atin ng Solaire Online. Play the game your way on the Solaire Online Sportsbook.
Every play, you can make your winning bet with the action right here in your hand. Play the game your way.
Patuloy ang pananalasa ng Barangay Ginebra. We are in the midst of a 14-1 run para dito sa mga nakaputi.
Tama yan.
Kaya lamang na sila ng 8, 24-16.
No field goal for Rainier Shine in the last 5 minutes. Score stood at 15-10 in their favor. 7 minute and 24 mark of the first.
Yung import nila na si Jalen Johnson, pinagpahinga na muna. After shooting blanks, eto, walang blanco-blanco para kay JB.
Abarientos and Brownlee powering Ginebra. 22 points combined. They were down 15-10. Now up 26-16. Biggest lead for the Gin Kings after playing catch-up. And Scotty Thompson started. He was the catalyst. And then Justin Brownlee heated up. Mercury rising here for the 6-time PBA champion.
Sabi mo nga, Coach Ronnie, 2 points lang to ng first quarter ng game 1. Ngayon may 11 na.
11.
Asisio gets it across.
11 may hirap na puntos. Walang madali. Lahat pinaghihirapan.
Si Clarito nagbalik para dito kay Johnson. Kinwento na sa atin ni Miss Bell. Di makakalaro si Villegas. Questionable pa kung si Chongson ay magagamit. Si Santillan lang. Yung pinakamalaking player ngayon dyan ng Rainier Shine. And he only stands at about 6'5".
Malonzo, third man to match up today against Justin Brownlee.
JB gets around Alonzo. Chow time para kay Brownlee.
Multiple in consecutive points coming from Justin Brownlee.
Look at the activity on defense of Ginebra. Rosario bats that pass away.
16-1 run since the 7 minute and 24 mark. Defense getting the job done here for the Gin Kings. Yung points of attack na nakita natin kung saan umarangkada yung offense ng Rainier Shine. Dito, nababantayan, nawawala, natatanggal ng Gin Kings, especially without Adrian Nocum inside for Rainier Shine.
And with Ginebra up by a dozen, pahinga na muna si Brownlee. On the floor now is Jeremiah Gray. Anton continues to shoot blanks. Ooh. Rosario making sure walang makakasundot niyan.
At karamihan ng mga tira sa Rainier Shine ay sa labas ng restricted zone. Again, intentional on their part to defend the paint much better today.
RJ trying to dance away from Anton, but Asisio sticks with him. Gray lights it up.
8 points in 7 minutes. Jeremiah Gray, all shot in the first 2 quarters.
In the second
quarter, as Mamuyak finally stops the scoring drought here because they lead to 13. First field goal since the 7 minute and 24 mark of quarter 1 for Rainier Shine.
Yun yung ginawa ni Jeremiah Gray back in game 1. Ngayon, napaaga pasok niya.
Oo.
That second quarter, yun yung 32-16 quarter ng Barangay Ginebra.
Yo.
Rosario loses it. Mamu pushes for a 3-on-2. Mamu sidesteps his way through.
They need a strong surge before the quarter is over. Ginebra has gathered steam offensively, and their defense has been so hard to attack.
All batted away. 10.8 natitira sa ating opening quarter. Johnson coming back para dito sa Rain or Shine.
And so is Justin Brownlee.
Last shot time para dito kina Coach Tim.
Right. Every point counts.
Back in game 1, si Brownlee at si Abarientos nilaro mga first 14-15 minutes of the game. Ngayon, nakapagpahinga na sila ng pareho ng bagya.
Kasi lamang sila ng ganito kalaki. Sa unang laro, sila yung naghahabol.
Brownlee for 3. A bit short. Underneath. Ralph Koo with a cleanup.
Double effort off the ball for Koo. Points off the bench, always so essential, providing a boost to give his team a 13-point lead.
Bukod kay Brownlee, pinaikwento mo na Coach Ronnie, si RJ Abarientos is a man on a mission in that first frame.
No doubt, last year's best player is facing no sophomore jinx. Every game has been a spectacular showcase for his shooting, passing accuracy. How many players shoot 90% from the line? Nearly 40%, rather over 40%. From 3-point line, and even his 2-point shooting has been exemplary.
11 puntos in that first quarter para dito kay Ron J. Abarientos. Lamang ng 13 Ginebra, 33-20.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Coach, after Jalen Johnson's 40-point explosion in Game 1, what has been so effective in silencing him in the first quarter?
I think the energy defensively from the whole team. First 6 minutes, we allowed them to score 15 as a team, but we held them down to 5 points in the last 6 minutes of the first quarter. So we like the way that we've been defending here in the first quarter. Hopefully we can sustain for the rest of the game.
Coach, better offensive flow as well. To what would you attribute it to?
So just moving the ball, just more energy, activity level of the players are at a high level. But again, we need to sustain this for the entire 4 quarters.
Thank you so much, Coach Richard. Back to you, gentlemen.
Kulang ng 1 minute si Coach Richard. First 5 minutes, 15
More or
points.
less.
Last 6 minutes, 5 points.
Oh.
Mapapagalitan ni Dr. J. So, nagdidikit kasi kay Dominic Uyan.
More or less.
Nahahawa tuloy. Second quarter po. Netong game 2 is now underway. It is Barangay Ginebra by 15. 35-20. Make that 17 as Rosario comes home with a layup.
Excellent two-way play coming from the former Bulldog. First, help side defense, and then leaking out to score the first 2 points of Ginebra here in the quarter. Rather, another 2 points for Ginebra here in the quarter.
Kasama ni Rosario, itong sina Thompson, Gray, Aguilar, and Koo. Binabantayan nila Johnson, Clarito, Mamuyak, Asisio, and Malonzo. Si Nokum, who shot 4 for 4 from the field in the first quarter, hindi pa binabalik. Rosario misses a bunny.
Number 1 playmaker has been Scotty Thompson in the last few seasons para dito sa Barangay Ginebra. Samantala, para naman sa Rain or Shine, hindi lang yung 40-point game ni Johnson ang importante. Yung 5 assists niya, mahalaga for Rain or Shine sa unang laro sa serye dito laban sa Ginebra.
Johnson forced to kick it out. They go to the corner 3. Malonzo with a big one para sa Rain or Shine.
Also the big game. with 12 points in that Game 1 win, aside from his defensive effort against Justin Brownlee and the rest of the bigs of the Gin Kings. Tandaan natin, maraming malalaking manlalaro para sa Rain or Shine ay wala at hindi nakakapaglaro.
Thompson looking around. Offensive foul whistle there on Rosario.
We haven't seen Thompson yet. One of the prime performers for Rain or Shine in that quarterfinal win versus the San Miguel Beermen.
3-point shot na to. Atid pa rin sa atin ang Arena Plus Sportsbook. Si Kalen Johnson also missed game 1 of course because of his stomach troubles. Kanina nakita natin maaga pa. Mga alas 2:15 ng hapon nag-shooting dito yan mag-isa. Siyempre may kasamang ball boy.
So, no.
Pero sabi nga ni Miss Bele, game time
decision.
Game situation decision.
Okay.
Nagsimula na yung game time eh.
No more Felix Limeti, no Kit Datu. Stanley Pringles still not available.
Si Limeti, kakwentuhan ko kanina sa labas.
Sabi?
Strengthening na daw siya, pero mukhang hindi daw siya aabot kahit na umabot pa sa final sa Rain or Shine. Next conference na yata talaga.
Si Jun Roque then went down with a knee injury. Very talented first-year player. So that's the kind of defense that Ginebra's thrown today against Johnson, forcing him to be more of a passer rather than a scorer. Remember that walk-down 4-pointer that he hit against the defense of Troy Rosario when they were down by 5 at 107-102.
JJ so far 0 for 5 from the field. May 3 rebound, isang assist, and isang personal foul. They're going to have to find a way to get him involved, Coach.
True. And that comes with effort defensively. Remember, hindi ka makaka-ball pressure kung hindi ka makaka-shoot. It works both ways now. Coming off a free throw or free throws, Ginebra is being harassed by the guards of Rain or Shine.
Nokum nagbalik na and he's whistled for that reach and foul kontra kay Shari Thompson.
Tandaan natin, nahirapan ng Ginebra sa execution doon sa umpisa dahil sa ball pressure ng Rain or Shine doon sa Game 1. Ito ngayon lang natin nakita. Very nice matchup between Thompson and Adrian Oku.
Brownlee has Nokum on him now. That's another reach and foul on Adrian.
Remember that Nokum had a big steal against Justin Brownlee late in the fourth in that Game 1 win. Now Brownlee very aggressive with the basketball.
Ang problema para sa Ross, pangatlong foul yan para dito kay Nokum. Thompson will direct traffic. They go to Brownlee, back to Scotty. 3 ball on the way. Gray with a board. Lost his dribble there. Ball will stay on this side with 7.3 remaining on the shot clock. Japet at Scotty nagsesenyasan dito. Ano kaya ibig sabihin nun? As the referee is making sure that the playing surface is all safe. Brownlee against Malonzo again. They swing it out. Pinto with 3 3-pointers back in Game 1. Couldn't bail them out against the shot clock. Johnson with his 4th rebound. JJ down the gut of the defense. Ayaw pa rin. 0 for 6.
That's good defense by Aguilar.
Finally, Barangay Johnson.
Right place, right time. Rewarded after missing his first 5 shots.
Si Boss Jairo Ibanez napahinga ng maluwag after that Johnson basket. Oy, that's going to be on Brownlee. I saw it from our angle. Hinawi niya ng buong paikot si Malonzo trying to get away.
Well, Malonzo may be smaller than the other bigs of Rain or Shine, but definitely quicker. This was Johnson able to recover and scored his first 2 points. Rare inside basket given up by Ginebra in this contest after surrendering 48 points inside the restricted zone in that Game 1 loss.
May challenge ba? Head coach challenge nga. Is it that Brownlee offensive foul? Winasiwas niya si Malonzo sa pagkakataon na yan, but Coach Tim not believing it, but they were on the far side of the play, Coach Ronnie.
And again, how do you stop or just try to contain Justin Brownlee, who had a total of 13 first quarter points? So that was a reaction coming from Justin Brownlee.
Coach Tim not agreeing with that call. The referees have reviewed it. And we are about to hear yung hatol. Referees concurring here, making sure tama ang announcement.
Pagkatapos ng review, ang tawag po is affirm. Straight po. Offensive po. Tinulak ni Brownlee si Malonzo. Therefore, ang challenge po ng Ginebra is not successful.
So yun nga. Even from our angle, Coach Ronnie, which was the other side of this one, nagulat din tayo nung ipinagpag ni Brownlee bigla. Etong si Malonzo.
Kasi nakadikit, parang linta.
Kulang na lang sumuot sa loob ng jersey. Di ba?
13.7 rebounds for Justin Brownlee so far. Definitely more productive and extremely active for the first half.
Johnson bobbles, recovers, and delivers from within.
Not even the three white shirts in the lower defensive box will be able to stop Jalen Johnson underneath. Johnson with 4 points.
Siyam na yung binawas, ha? Largest lead was 17 para sa Ginebra.
Tama.
Now stands at just 8. Gray. Di ba dagdagan yan? Asisio with a board. Johnson, as Coach Ronnie mentioned, already with 4. Gives it to Mamuya. Gian misses. Pinto will secure the board. Gray. And Japet will get it over to Scotty. 3 ball. Good.
And again, disciplined execution, getting the best possible shot. Thompson also a 3-point threat right now, giving Ginebra another 11-point edge.
5 points in the game para kay Scotty. Nice sidestep beauty mula dito kay Jalen Johnson.
The much improved Jalen Johnson, the pride of Louisville. Dami na niyang bala bigla offensively.
Ball batted out of bounds. And now Troy Rosario will check back in para kay Japet Aguilar.
11 second quarter points para sa Elasto Painters. Ginebra meanwhile with 7. Excellent move. Again against 3 white shirts.
It is going to be Abarientos with Rosario, Pinto, Gray, and Brownlee. JB lines it up and sets on the 3.
Not even the most effective defender, Manaytay, could stop this onslaught by Justin Brownlee. Was now 16 points. His first basket here in the second quarter.
JJ di makabawi. Manaytay keeps it there. JJ ulit. Ayaw talaga para dito kay Johnson.
He's about a 45% three-point shooter. Even better, the three-point accuracy of Justin Brownlee was a little over 30%. But so far, Brownlee shooting the lights out here.
Abarientos being harassed by Karagot. Kasama ni Karagot sina Nokum, Mamuyat, Manaytay, and Johnson. Abarientos waiting for that pick. Troy provides. Shovel pass to Pinto dun sa baseline. 3 to shoot. Troy for 3. Doesn't work. Nokum couldn't handle it. Pinto. No. And Manaytay will finally secure it.
That was good blackout by Karakot against Brownlee.
12 pa rin naman ang inahabol ng Rain or Shine. Just over 6 minutes remaining sa ating first half. Karakot bobbles it. A walk in the park layup para kay Ron J.
Unforced turnover by Karakot. Suddenly, they give up an easy layup on the other end. Down 14 once again. Kanina siyang na lamang ang kalamangan ng Ginebra at 40-31. Walo na lang.
JJ barrels his way through.
Doing the right thing. Attacking. Outside shot not falling. Attacking the individual defense of Rosario. 8 in the quarter. Para kay Johnson, that is 8 of the 13 second quarter points.
Sabi mo nga, hirap na hirap sila makakuha ng basket from within kanina. Ngayon, epektibo na. Itong si JJ.
Puro sa loob naman si Johnson.
Nice up and under and step through. What a beaut of a move mula dito kay Justin.
How do you contain Justin Brownlee?
Knock him for three. Di mo bra.
Only one single three-point basket converted by Rain or Shine here in the second so far.
Back in game 1, 13 three-point shot ang pinadala ng Ross. Ginebra naman. Aba, binalik na nila sa pinakamalaking lamang ng ating laro. 17 puntos yan.
9-point run here for the Gin Kings then. Brownlee now with 20 first half points. This comes after scoring 2 points in quarter 1, 10 points in quarter 2 in their game 1 loss.
Ito yung step through kanina ni JB. And then papalo up pa niya. As he stepped into that three, it is Ginebra by 17. Timeout muna tayo. Natin sa atin ng Soler Online. Play the game your way on the Soler Online Sportsman.
Every play, you can make your winning bet with the action right here in your hand. Play the game your way.
Noong nakaraang game 1, when Ginebra came out flat, shot 0 for 10 from the three-point line in the first quarter, yung mga off the bench, yung spark plug unit nila ang bumuhay para sa Barangay Ginebra. Pinakamabigat dyan, itong nasa kanan yung plus-minus, Coach Ronnie. Si Torres ni hindi umiscore, pero plus 12 nung nasa
Totoo yan. At yan ang malaking dahilan kung bakit nakabalik ang Ginebra doon sa second quarter pagkatapos maunahan ng Rain or Shine as they were down at the end of the first quarter, 26-17.
Lumamang pa nga na hanggang 13 doon ang Rain or Shine. As Manaytay will miss.
It was a nice escape coming from Christian Manaytay. Just could not finish.
And the problems compounding now para dito sa Rain or Shine. Ginebra looking to increase the 17-point lead. 50-33, 4:20 natitira sa ating second quarter. Abarientos looks around, gets it over to Pinto. Rosario trying to pin down Carago. That's an offensive foul on Troy.
Second offensive foul on Troy Rosario. Carago fighting for that inside possession. It's allowing Rosario from establishing himself deeper in the post.
Johnson tries a three again. Ito muntik ng mahigo pero it looked better than his first attempts.
Yes.
Again, he's coming off a 40-point explosion. PBA karera yan para kay Jaden Johnson. Pero so far, matumal pa ang kanyang first half dito.
Yes, he outscored Justin Brownlee in game 1, 40 against 32.
Sa ngayon, 8 puntos pa lang para kay Johnson. Isa na para kay JB. RJ now with 15.
11 in the first. His fourth point here in the quarter to lift Ginebra to a 19-point lead.
Manaytay couldn't complete that pass coming from Nokum. Another turnover para sa Rain or Shine coach.
Masakit yan. Unforced na naman.
That's a 4. Short. Rain or Shine dodging a bullet. Pero nasa Ginebra pa rin. Up by 19. Caraco dives for this one. Johnson pitches it. Manaytay against 2 guards. He goes to Nokum. That 3 ball has not been kind in the second quarter para sa Rain or Shine.
Fast break scoring has not been there today for Rain or Shine. transition points are hard to come by as well here for the Elasto Painters in the first 2 quarters.
Pinto shoots over Mamuya. Holt and Johnson getting entangled on the rebound battle. Looks like it's going to go against Stephen.
That'll be 2 free throws.
Pero bago yan, mandatory timeout muna tayo with only 2:40 remaining sa ating first half. Timeout na to. Ihatid sa atin ang Soler Online. Play the game your way on the Soler Online Sportsbook. Rainer Shine shooting 3 of 22 from the three-point line as compared to the 8 of 17 ng Barangay Ginebra. Will find themselves down by 19 with less than 3 minutes remaining sa ating first half. Kakwentuhan pa rin natin courtside at the MOA Arena. Coach Ronnie Magsanok with Miss Bel Gregorio. Grabe yung onslaught dito ni Brownlee at ni RJ Abarientos.
And that's why perimeter scoring has been one-sided. Pabor para sa Ginebra. Yung sinabi mo kanina na 3-point shooting comparison, plus 15 points ang Gin Kings from 3-point land compared dito sa Rainer Shine.
Johnson yung struggle niya pati sa free throw line.
A large reason why they won Game 1 was because they were excellent from free throw area at 20 of 23, about 87%.
Johnson splits. 52-34, DC 8 ang abante ng Barangay Ginebra.
David coming in to try and contain the scoring explosion of RJ Abarientos.
Abarientos with 15. He goes to Holt. Squeezes a pass across. JB again. This time it's a bit short. Ball will go the other way.
Dodging a bullet. As Brownlee was left wide open, nobody closing out in that last defensive sequence for Rainer Shine.
David, as Coach Ronnie has come in for the first time para sa Ross.
Oh.
His pass, malamya, taken away by Troy.
Look at the reaction of Coach Yang Giao.
Rosario gets behind David. That's a double black eye para dito sa rookie.
Totoo yan. To compound their woes. And that's 11, or rather 4 turnover points already for Barangay Ginebra.
Babawi si David, di magawa. Buti na lang para sa Ross. Nandoon si Manaytay.
Inside points has allowed itong Rainer Shine a total of 16 second quarter points compared to 21 para sa Gin Kings. Hindi sila tumatama sa labas. Problemado ang kanilang outside shooting at perimeter scoring.
Abarientos thought about the three, chased off by David. RJ puts it up against the shot clock. Couldn't get the bounce. Johnson with the rebound. At least tumatarbaho sa rebounding ito si Johnson.
Pero turnover na naman para dito sa Rainer Shine. How many layups have we seen in the half para dito sa Ginebra? Something that we did not see in that Game 1 loss for the Gin Kings.
Mamoon, di pa rin masyado nakakapagparamdam so far until that first free throw.
They scored 42 points in that game 1 loss after the first 2 quarters, but had 73 in the last 24 minutes. Now let's see what specific adjustments that they will be able to do come the third quarter, because so far Ginebra's defense has been on point here in the first half.
Mamuyak goes 2 for 2. Sakto 1 minuto na lang po natitira sa ating ikalawang yugto. Game 2 po ito ng best of 7 series between Ginebra and Rainier Shine, coming to you live on RPTV. Brownlee hands it off. RJ down the middle. Gives it up to Holt. Stephen lights it up.
A shot coming off a pass. Holt needs that conversion to increase his confidence level. We know that he is a very streaky player, can hurt you with his outside shooting as well, but has been gun shy as of late.
Blackjack na ang abante rito ng Barangay Ginebra, 59-38, and they will get possession back. Nasisiguraduhin ni Coach Tim na maka-execute sila maganda. 32nd timeout ang gagamitin, Coach.
Tignan natin kung makaka-convert pa rito ang Rainier Shine, because the lead has started to balloon para sa Ginebra since it was just an 8-point advantage earlier para sa Barangay Ginebra.
Ginebra has gone off for 26 points in the second quarter compared to 18 ng Ross. That after a 33-20 first quarter, also in favor of Barangay Ginebra San Miguel.
Attack Brownlee on the big-to-big screen. Okay? We will run the pitch for JJ. He's got the ball, run the screen. Okay, spread out. He makes the decision. Okay, come on.
So it's 59-38, 34 seconds natitira dito sa ating first half. Let's see what Coach Tim has up his sleeve. Kanina, 4-4-4 yan si Nogum, but he's gone cold. 0 for 3 ever since. At sa ngayon, nakaplanta muna siya sa bench with those 3 personal fouls. Thompson looking at Brownlee. RJ, no look to JB. He whips it around to Troy. 3 ball is good.
42 points for the Gin Kings from the outside. 11 for Rainier Shine. That's plus 31.
Sangkahon na po ang abante ng Barangay Ginebra. David will get 2 back. Pero there's enough time for Ginebra here. RJ in a rush. Gets across. Foul whistled on David, but that was a foul to give para sa Rainier Shine.
20 points off the bench meanwhile for Rainier Shine. First 2 points for David here in the semifinal series.
Right now, there's 0.7 on the clock, but the referees will make sure na tama yung natitirang oras. As Ginebra is already into their set. .6 ang ilalagay sa ating orasan. So you can really go for a catch and shoot now, not just throwing it up. Let's see who gets it. Thompson gets it to Troy. That's going to be a 4. Almost, but not quite. But Barangay Ginebra with a spectacular first half here. Abante sila by 22.
37-29 scoreline, 8-minute mark. Suddenly, Ginebra went on a big tear. At yung offense naman dito ng Rainier Shine, naging tigang. At yung ball movement ng Ginebra ay mahirap bantayan, lalo pag tumatama from the long ball. And they started moving the ball well. And the scoring explosion of Brownlee and RJ Barrientos helped them out immensely here in the first 2 quarters.
They had a total of 19 assists sa kabuuan ng Game 1. Dito, first up pa lang sa Game 2, 16 na yan. Tignan natin kung magpapatuloy ang Ginebra o makakabawi ba ang Rainier Shine.
alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Filipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Filipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Filipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Hi everyone, it's Carla Lizardo Sulit, and you are still watching Game 2 of the semifinals matchup between Rain or Shine and Barangay Ginebra right here on our One Sports YouTube channel presented by TapTap. At the half, Ginebra has a big lead. They're up by 22 points, 62-40 against Rain or Shine, and they just came out firing in this game. In the first quarter, they were able to lock down Jalen Johnson after his 40-point explosion in Game 1, and they were able to render him scoreless scoreless in the first quarter. Moving on to the second quarter, their excellent defense and offense continued, and they were able to balloon that lead up to 22 points. So rain or shine will have a lot of adjustments to make in the second half, but of course the game isn't over until it's over, and I'm sure that it will be an exciting third and fourth quarter, so keep it locked in here because of course we are streaming the PBA games live right here on our One Sports YouTube channel. Let's check out the stats from the first half. There are some glaring differences between the Ginebra performance in the first half kumpara dito sa rain or shine. From the field, they are shooting 58.1% against rain or shine's 33.3%. From the three-point area, Ginebra has already shot 10 out of 20, while rain or shine was only able to shoot 3 out of 22. Perimeter points, Ginebra rin ang lamang, 42 to 11. Starter points, 48 to 26. And same with the rebounds, 29 to 19. Also in favor of Ginebra, along with their assists. They are moving the ball really well in this game, 16 to 5. Let's check out the top players so far from both of these teams. Para dito sa rain or shine, it was Nocom scoring the first 9 points. Para dito sa rain or shine, Johnson had 9 points, all in the second quarter. Again, he was held scoreless in the first. And Clarito and Mamuyak with 6 points each. Meanwhile, on the other side of the court, it is Brownlee leading the way with 21, Abrientos already with 17, and Rosario with 7. Now let's check out the highlights from the first half. Nocom looking to start the game strong para dito sa rain or shine. He did score their first 9 points. Here in the first quarter, things are still tight. 4 minutes left in the first. Barangay Ginebra up by 2. RJ Abarrientos will catch fire early on, hits early threes in the first quarter, and Ginebra has really been making a living off Rainbow Country here in the first half. Gian Mamuyak gets a steal and Euro step to stop Ginebra's run. They were held down by Barangay Ginebra for a while in the first quarter, but Ralph Koo will score to end the first quarter strong para dito sa Barangay Ginebra. Now we are moving on to the second quarter. Barangay Ginebra now up by 12, 37 to 25. Jalen Johnson will score his first basket of the game already in the second quarter. Ginebra playing great defense against JJ, and he will continue to try and make his presence felt, get going here in the game. Of course, he does have to help his team if they want to take a 2-0 lead here in the semifinals. But Justin Brownlee, if his hamstring is bothering him, it is not obvious in this game. Hits a 3 and continues to stay as the game's leading scorer so far. He already has 21 in the first half alone. Troy Rosario will contribute late in the second quarter, just to add to Ginebra's first half dominance. So they are seeing a lot of local support as well for Barangay Ginebra, and they are trying to even things out here in our game 2 of the semifinals matchup between Rain or Shine and Barangay Ginebra. And our score at the half, if you are just joining us now, Barangay Ginebra is up by 22 here at the half, 62 to 40 against the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Now, before we take a quick break, let's do some shout-outs. Hi to Kyle from Gen Trias Cavite. He is cheering for Rain or Shine. Sabi ni Nick, bilog ang bola, Rain or Shine tayo. Ellie says, manifesting another clutch game from Dre. Ferdy from Marikina says, Ginebra ang mananalo ngayon para makatabla. Nurse said, go Ginebra, go for the win. Never say die, 1-1 na tayo ngayon. Julio is watching from Maykawayan City, Bulacan. Charisse is cheering for Rain or Shine from Santa Maria, Bulacan. And Abigail is also cheering for Ginebra. Again, kung gusto nyo ng shoutout, just let me know your name and where you are watching from, and I'll give you a shoutout later on dito sa ating live chat party. And also throwing out our question for the day. Which bench will step up big time in Game 2? Will it be Rain or Shine or Ginebra? For those watching from all around the world, alam ko maraming PBA fans na nanonood from abroad. If you need to send money to your loved ones here in the Philippines, check out Tap Tap Send. Para sa mabilis, safe at sulit na padalove to the Philippines, download Tap Tap Send, the trusted remittance best friend of OFWs worldwide. And for the latest in the world of sports, please follow One Sports on YouTube, Facebook, X, Reddit, Instagram, and TikTok. Third quarter coming your way. Keep it locked in here on our One Sports YouTube channel.
alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ako sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Filipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP sent to your email address. Note that the OTP is valid for 5 minutes and for one-time use only. If no OTP is received, you may click on the Resend OTP button. Once successful, create and enter your password. Accept the terms and conditions to complete your registration. You can now log on to Filipinas Live. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos monthly.
Filipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Filipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ako sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments.
The series at a game apiece, Barangay Ginebra putting on a spectacular shooting display so far. Pagkatapos ng first half dito sa Game 2, kaya naman lamang sila by 22. Kakwentuhan pa rin natin, one of the 25 greatest to ever play basketball dito sa ating bayan, Coach Ronnie Magsanok. Unbelievable yung mga tinitira dito na Ginebra.
Oo, pero may dahilan yan. Yung depensa nila, nagbibigay ng mas maraming possession count for them, and they have been very disciplined with their execution. And as a result, 16 assists on over 20 made field goals, and that's simply hard to defend para sa Rain or Shine.
Ito yung shooting splits natin so far. No, 58% total field goals yung tinira na Ginebra, and they've shot 50 from 3.
That's right. That's already a total of 21 points better than Rain or Shine, and as a result, they are plus 31 in terms of perimeter scoring. They have 16 assists on 25 made field goals, plus 10 in terms of rebounding, and their starter scoring. Unbelievable result for the starters as they are 48-26 in terms of starter scoring after the first half.
Yung dalawa pa lang, 38 na eh. Talking about Brownlee and Abarientos.
Endgame numbers na yan.
Iba't ibang defender ng tinahinagi sa kanila ni Coach Yeng Yao, pero unstoppable pa rin sila, Coach.
Totoo yan, and this dreaded combination has been the epitome of excellent two-man game execution for the Gin Kings. We're also aided by that fine play coming from Maya Gray off the bench.
And I believe Assistant Coach Caloy Garcia is now ready with Miss Bel Gregorio.
Coach, after Ginebra hurt you from beyond the arc, how are you looking to adjust defensively?
Well, first of all, on offense, we have to take those open shots and make them. The second, we have to try to contain JB and RJ.
you also looking to integrate Jalen Johnson more into your offense?
Well, we know what they're doing. They're trying to take the ball out of him, so we just have to get him the ball in the post more.
Thank you so much, Coach Kaloy. Back to you, gentlemen.
Napakatagal ng batas niyan sa Rain or Shine. Basta nandiyan dyan si Coach Yeng, pagka libre ka, kailangan itira regardless kung anong sitwasyon. Hindi pa pwedeng mag-hesitate, Coach.
Pero ngayon may collateral yan. You have to make shots because your offense has only coughed up total of 40 points after the first 24 minutes. 20-point quarters in both quarters, back-to-back for the Painters.
Japit Aguilar gets that lead back up to 24. Kasama ni Japit sa seg, sina Abarientos, Brownlee, Holt, and Thompson. Katapat ngayon sina Clarito, who's been silent so far. Andiyan din si Asisio, Santillan, Nokum, and Johnson. Nokum finally hits another one.
Their fourth three-point conversion, responsible for that early 12-5 lead for Rain or Shine, has scored 9 of the first 12 points, referring to Adrian Nokum of the Elasto Painters.
Nokum was 4 for 4 from the field sa una niyang 4 na tira, but missed his next 3. Ngayon binuksan niya ang third quarter with a big 3. Johnson down the middle, kicks it over. Clarito thought about the 3 drives closer. Anton chased off by Abarientos. Clarito wants the ISO. He goes across. Jalen for 3. Punches it through.
Back-to-back three-point conversion overs well for the offense of the Elasto Painters. 6 straight points on 2 possessions here for Rain or Shine.
Sa kabilang dulo si RJ inabot ni Asisio. Take another look at the back-to-back triples para dito sa Rain or Shine.
Can explode anytime, especially when their three-point shooting heats up. They had 72 points in the last 2 quarters of the Game 1 win barely 48 hours ago.
Yung first half nun, lamang ang Ginebra, 49-42. Pero sa second half, yun na nga, nagpaulan bigla. Rain or Shine, 73 actually, 73-62 yung second half scoring natin.
Oo, 32 at 41 points in the third and fourth quarters for them.
Misis, RJ Abarientos, always in support, of course. Asisio over to Nokum. Driving through. Ganito yung pinakita ni Adrian in first quarter, Coach.
Yes, has to be in attack mode here if they are to eat up this 18-point deficit at this stage.
Largest was 24. Second time na hit yan ng Ginebra just moments ago. Unang basket ni Japet sa third. RJ naipit. Bibigay kay Scotty. Spins away from the D. Nokum doing enough to stop him. That's going to be a foul on Aguilar.
I expect Rain or Shine to play with more pace and more touches as well here for Johnson.
Nokum against Holt. That's the kind of respect Ginebra is now giving Adrian. They swing it to the open Santi. The third triple of the third quarter para sa Rocks.
3 of 22 from the 3 ball in the first 24 minutes now, with already 3 made triples to open up quarter 3.
Papahiling na maagang timeout si Coach Tim Cone dahil baba na sa 15 ang abante ng Barangay Ginebra.
Pag-goal screen, dali natin. Pag-pinch post, hindi na tayo. When they get the ball. not away from our system. We move the ball. We are not isolating. We create off the pass. We are not isolating. We're moving the ball. We catch and we attack. We are not isolating.
Yun yung naging eksena back in game number 1 at dahil doon, salita niya ni Coach Cheng, nagising ang Rain or Shine. Ngayon, nagpapakitang buhay na naman ang Elasto Painters at the onset of this third quarter. 66-51, down by 22 at the half, down by 24 after Jacket's first basket. Pero baba na sa 15 ang abante ngayon ng Ginebra.
Oh.
Brownlee crashing hard to the ground.
Ginebra's rebounding was also essential in building a large lead, which stood at 22 at 62-40. They were, I believe, plus 10 in total rebounds and plus 3 in terms of possession count versus Rain or Shine.
So Justin Brownlee, after that spectacular first half, is back at the line now. 21 puntos na para dito kay JB. Boss Robert Non. Coach Eric Ariola flanking. Meralco sa Boss Pamintuan.
William Pamintuan.
Join game 2 here at the MOA Arena. 68-51 is the score. Johnson hesitated. Santi doesn't. Comes up short though.
I thought that Johnson would take that last 3-point look.
Wow. Scotty dudukot for the reverse.
Difficult conversion coming from the one-time PBA MVP. Bukol and all.
Challenge issued here by Coach Yang Giao. Sabi kasi ni ref, natapak na sa sideline si Adrian.
Sabi naman ng mga taga-Elasto Painters, nakaangat pa raw yung paa.
Pang Sean Elliott ba? Diba? Sean Elliott yun, eh, no? Hindi sumasayat.
Nakaumang lang.
70-51, 19 na po ulit ang abante ng Barangay Ginebra. Naibaba na sa 15 yan ang Rain or Shine kanina. Mabilis ang review dito. Hindi, sinilip ulit kung may ibang angulo pa. Take another look at this one. On the catch pala. Yung nahuli ng ating ref. Ito, pakinggan natin.
After full review, nakaapak po si Nokum sa linya. Therefore, ang challenge po ng Rain or Shine ay hindi successful.
So not successful was the challenge of Coach Cheng. So both coaches have lost their challenges, Coach Ronnie.
Clear as day. Stepped on the line.
Steal though by Clarito. Nice fake.
This is something we saw Rain or Shine, especially in the fourth and final quarter in that Game 1 win. Relentless ball pressure, harassing the guy with the basketball, forcing turnovers and scoring off turnovers.
Barrientos getting around Anton. That's going to be a foul on Asisio.
How to handle pressure in the backcourt. Earlier we saw ball pressure release in the first half for the Gin Kings. This time it's RJ Barrientos bringing the basketball down by himself.
Brownlee being harassed by Santillan, goes to the crossover. Leans in, cleans it up himself.
That superior effort against two red shirts. No stopping Justin Brownlee today.
Asisio to Johnson. Down the middle, Jalen goes. And one opportunity para kay Double J.
Missed his first 5 attempts. Referring to Jalen Johnson. Scoreless in the first quarter, 9 points in quarter number 2. Earlier play, Brownlee outworking 3 white shirts, or rather 3 red shirts, and then getting to his strong side, which is to his left, Johnson.
Minty si Johnson, pero another rebound for Rainer Shine.
Correct.
Asisio against Holt. Anton trying to use his speed. Step back jumper. Asisio, no. Aguilar with a power board.
A large reason why Ginebra is controlling the glass is because of the extended minutes of Japet Aguilar.
RJ with a huge stride and kick. Scotty, no. Larito comes out of the pack. Gets it to Anton. JJ wants to hand it back off. Asisio against Japet this time. Satsat si JJ. Anton misses. Clarito taken away by Brownlee there.
Five on 4.
Japet goes up. And he sends it home.
6 for Aguilar, 4 in the quarter to go with his 7 rebounds.
Asisio inside. Another turnover para dito sa Rainer Shine.
And you can see that Ginebra is intentional in terms of protecting the paint. Sprinting down, locating their matchups, not allowing Rainer Shine an attempt even after a made basket. Kasi ang Rainer Shine, maski makashoot ka, tatakbuhan ka at pipilitin kang atakihin ng napakaaga.
Barrientos gives it up to JB. Thought about 3 drives closer. JB huli ni Clarito on the help. Asisio to Nokum. Lalagay na lang yan ni Adrian.
This is their pace. This is what they like doing. Running and gunning, scoring off layups. 17-point lead still remains here for the Gin Kings.
16 puntos na para dito kay Adrian Nokum. JB for 3. Punches it through.
28 for Brownlee already. 7 in the quarter after being rejected earlier, giving Ginebra another 20-point lead.
Asisio inside. Will be at the line for 2 free throws. And this might get Anton going here, Coach Ronnie. Anton is a 91% free throw shooter as we take a look at this 3-point shot natin sa atin ang Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Again, a shot coming off a pass. They had 16 assists on 25 made field goals in the first 2 quarters. The guard production of Rainer Shine tonight has been quite low. Mamuyak with 6. Assisted so far with 3. While Tarakot still scoreless up to this point.
Asisio actually went scoreless back in game 1. Trying to find his groove here in the 3rd quarter.
Remember that in the quarters, it was Karakut's 29-point explosion that saved the day for them.
Pero in game 1, na-shutdown din naman.
Si Mamuyak naman, pumutok ng 18, 10 sa 4th and final quarter.
So far, si
Mamu.
Oo, si Mamu.
6 pa lang.
Pero pati si Karakot, na-shutdown pa rin dito sa game 2. Barrientos gets away. Nakadilihensya na nandun.
Tough cover, really. Again, when you are a good threat from the outside, chances are that driving lane will be open. Pero yung kanya kasi, ang daming series of dribbling moves.
Sinasabi ng Rainer Shine, out of control na raw si Barrientos sa atake na yun. Pero nawala na nga yung kanilang challenge yan, Coach.
The highest scoring local player among all teams with almost 300 points heading into game number 2 of the series.
Nakataas initially yung dalawang braso. Pero nung nandoon na, etong si Barrientos natakam na ibaba din. Nag-swing down din, kaya natawagan ng foul.
28 points combined. Together with Justin Brownlee out of the 62 first half points for them. Right now, Brownlee has 28. Abarientos has 20. That's 48 of the 78.
Make that 49 as Ronji takes care of that free throw.
Another 20-point game here for RJ Abarientos, the #1 local scorer for Barangay Ginebra.
Barangay Ginebra surviving these repeated comeback bids by Rainer Shine. Malonzo will have to earn these two from the line.
A slip coming from Alonso. 12-point scorer in that Game 1 win for the Painters. Bumaba na ito kanina sa 14 o 15 at 66-51. 9-minute and 40 mark.
These free throws hurting Rainer Shine. Free throw misses at that, hurting Rainer Shine. They are now 11 of 17.
Missing 6 free throws. They were 20 of 23 in that Game 1 win. Good for 87% from the line.
Second one good. Cool. Being harassed by Clarito. That'll be team foul number 5 para sa Ross.
Protecting the basketball well. It's allowing Clarito from poking that ball away from him.
Clarito so far with only 8 points tonight. Brownlee comes over to receive.
Sa 8 yan, 6 ay galing sa first quarter for Jonard Clarito, the 25-point scorer sa Game 1.
Koo couldn't pull the trigger. Goes across. Holt, catch and shoot. No go. Clarito with the board. 19 kailangang habulin dito ng Rainer Shine. With under 5 minutes in the third. Johnson now with 16 points.
That was a smart screen assist coming from Nokum, forcing Abarientos to switch over to Johnson who attacks RJ Abarientos quickly.
Brownlee goes over to Abarientos. Mamu right in front of RJ. 6 to shoot for the guys in white. Miscue on the part of Abarientos and Brownlee.
Empty possession for the Gin Kings, who have so far scored 17 third quarter points compared to 22 for Rain or Shine.
Manaytay magbabalik para dito kay Johnson. All Filipino 5 muna para dito sa Rain or Shine.
Tignan natin kung gagana.
Mamuya trying to ignite a fight back para sa Ross. Nokum. No. Malonzo hustles for it. And now Mamuya will look to slice through. He loses control though.
That's good defense for RJ Abarientos, holding fort.
Brownlee against Manaytay. Tutulong si Mamu. Taken away by Nokum. Here we go. Adrian Nokum trying to do all he can. He now has got 18 points.
At 70% shooting, he has been the best local player today for the Elasto Painters.
Rosario banging bodies with Malonzo. Troy spins baseline, goes up and under, overcooks it. Pero merong foul kay Malonzo. 15 na lang ulit to, Coach Ronnie, ano? So, kumakayod ang Rain or Shine, pero every time nakakahanap ng antidote ang Barangay Ginebra.
Totoo yan. Defense turned into offense by Nokum. This establishes a 5-0 surge after being down at 79-59. 5-minute and 20 mark.
Rosario good on the first one.
The struggles continue for Holt.
May bahay ni Troy in attendance here at the MOA Arena. 8 points in the game so far para kay Rosario. Make that 9.
The workhorse for the Gin Kings, former Bulldog, once again trying to help Ginebra tie the series at 1 game apiece.
Game 3 of this best of 7 will be this coming Sunday. Dito rin po yan sa MOA Arena. It will be the second game of the day, the 7:30 tip. Brownlee surveys. Rain or Shine dropping down to a zone. Koo drops it over to Troy. Nakita si Scotty doon.
We'll chop up another assist here for the Gin Kings.
Manaytay to the baseline, loses it. Koo looking for Thompson. That's going to be a foul on Mamu.
22 assists tonight for Ginebra. That's 22 assists on 30 made field goals.
And with 2:37 remaining in the third, timeout muna tayo. 83-64. It is Ginebra by 19.
Scotty, nag-post si Adrian Nocum ng post na when your idols become your rivals. What does this mean to you and what are your impressions sa laro niya?
Well, unang-una, I feel old already. So parang dati lang ako yung ganun, no. So it really time flies talaga. But respect to Adrian, and truly blessed and honored na naging part ako ng inspirasyon niya sa paglalaro. And of course, I'm a big fan of his game. But right now, of course, magkalaban kami. Kailangan namin ibigay yung best namin para sa team. But overall, respect to Adrian, and thank you sa pagiging paggamit sa akin bilang inspirasyon.
Scotty Thompson, of course, already a former MVP, a 7-time champion dito sa PBA. Mantala si Nocum was the 24th pick noong 2023 draft. Ito ang kanilang matchup so far late in this third quarter.
11 teams passed up on Adrian Nocum at least in the draft on both rounds.
Oo, di ba? Last pick of the second round eh. Itong si Adrian.
Talk about a diamond in the rough. Pero sa NCAA pa lang kasi magaling na to eh.
Produkto siyempre ng Mapua. Proud son of Tondo as well. Kaya banat lang ng banat yan si Adrian regardless of the situation ng kahit anong laro na involved siya. Mamu for three, matalas.
7-0 counter run here for the Gin Kings. Since the score stood at 79, rather 6-0 runs and the score stood at 79-64.
Outside of Adrian Nocum, Coach Ronnie.
Walang bumabomba, no?
Wala pang nakakamahigit isang tres para dito sa Rain or Shine. Johnson, kanilang import is actually 1 of 8. Clarito is 1 of 4. Caragot is 0 for 2. Mamuyak is now 0 for 3. Asisio 0 for 4. Malonzo 1 for 1. Santillan 1 for 3. Si Nocum lang nakadalawa on 5 attempts.
To think that they had 13 made 3-point baskets and 34 attempts. A 38% shooting in that Game 1 win.
Ayun, namang problema nga from 3.
Oh, 20% shooting here today for them compared to 44% from 3-point line para sa Gin Kings.
Scotty couldn't get the bounce. Sabit. Itong si Gray sa pag-rebound ni Johnson.
That will be 2 free throws. Tama ba? That will put them in penalty.
Pang-10 rebound yan para dito kay Jalen Johnson to go along with his 16 points.
Had 40 and 19 in that Game 1 win.
Pero paalala natin, doon sa 40 yun, 15 sa fourth quarter binuhos. Kaya inaabangan mo pa rin si Johnson kung sasabog ulit ng gano'n.
Oo. At as a team, inaabangan din natin yung scoring surge dito para sa Rain or Shine.
Mamuya hits a 3. It's a big one para dito sa Ross.
Best scoring quarter so far for them. After being contained to back-to-back 20-point quarters, they now have 27 third quarter points compared to Ginebra's 23.
Problema, 18 pa rin ang abante ng Ginebra. Pinto gets it back!
My. Pinto's first basket. couldn't come at the most opportune time. Back to a 21-point lead for Ginebra.
Malonzo glides in for the finger roll.
Rare defensive breakdown here for the Gin Kings in that last offensive play.
And that'll do it for the first 3 quarters net in Game 2.
So far, so good for the Gin Kings. Humabol ng bahagya ang Rain or Shine. Pero kada bawat habol ay may pananagot na maganda naman para sa Barangay Ginebra.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Itong Barangay Ginebra has held off repeated rallies by Rain or Shine to still lead by 19 before we open the fourth. How did they do it? By sharing the ball. Grabe, 23 assists na para sa Barangay Ginebra, plus 11 yan sa talaan kontra Rain or Shine. Nung first up, 16 na yan, dinagdagan pa ng 7 in the third. Back in Game 1, plus 15. In terms of perimeter points ang Ginebra kontra Rain or Shine, dito, plus 24 na sila. May isang quarter pang natitira. How about the import matchup so far? JB, mainit na simula para sa kanya. He now sits at 28-11-7. Sa kabila, 16-10-4 pa lang para kay Jalen.
Talk about setting the tone, and Justin Brownlee did exactly what Ginebra needed to boost a very strong start. And this comes after Rain or Shine had a 12-5 lead to open up quarter 1. Mamuyak starts out the fourth with a 3-point conversion.
Ano ba to? Love averages. Tumatama na yung mga tres bigla ng Rain or Shine. 88-72 is the score. Matamis na 16 pa rin ang abante ng Ginebra. It is Gray with Rosario, Pinto, Thompson, and Ku. Travel si Jeremiah.
3-point conversion and a completed defensive stop to open up quarter 4 here for Rain or Shine. But this allows Brandy to come back in here in the fourth.
Maagang pagbabalik para dito kay JB after this 3 from Mamu. Atid sa atin yan ng Arena Plus Sportsbook. Mamuyang will continue the attack para sa Rain or Shine. Kasama sina Johnson. Andiyan dyan din si Manaytay, Malonzo, at ang bagong pasok pa lang na si Kuahaw. Let's see what this 5 can do para kay Coach Cheng.
Na isang knockdown 3-point shooter na naglaro para sa Letran.
Brownlee, kababalik nga lang. As Coach Ronnie pointed out, pinatake agad si Manaytay. He whips it across. Pinto, inside. The 19th pick from the 2014 draft gives it up to JB. Sino last touch? Ang mga nakapula.
Kaya mga kapasok na naman ang dalawang nakaputi. Dalawang starters na si Barrientos at Aguilar. Na responsable doon sa 48-26 na kalamangan ng starting unit laban sa first 5 ng Rain or Shine.
Ayaw pabuiluhin ni Coach Tim yung Rain or Shine. Pinalik agad itong mga main man.
Pag nakabuelo, hindi mo na mapigilan eh. Parang ipo-ipo.
RJ kababalik lang, nagmintis. On the attack, Manaytay will go the other way. And one opportunity para dito kay Michael Malonzo.
Gian Mamuyak instigating a fourth quarter surge here.
And this is the closest Rain or Shine has clawed their way back to.
Tama yan, teammate. Kanina, 15 nung bumaba at 79-64. 3 minutes and 25 marks sa third quarter. Good start here to open up the final quarter para sa Rain or Shine.
Again, missed free throws, but Aguilar could not handle the board. Japet's already played 18 minutes in this one after only 12 back in Game 1.
Very productive, efficient as well, referring to Japet Aguilar tonight.
Aguilar so far with 6 points and 9 rebounds. Wow, misses. Gang rebounding, ginamit doon ng mga nakaputi. 88-74. Napakahabang basketball pang inaharap natin dito, Coach Ronnie. Mahigit 10 minuto pa to.
Totoo yan.
At first game pa lang ng mga game 2. Mamaya TNT versus Meralco. Charlie Cuna and Dr. J. Andia will be delivering that game for all of us dito sa RPTV.
In game 1, Brownlee was held to 2 first quarter points. Dito, first quarter pa lang, 13 na. First half pa lang, 21 na. 12 lamang sa first 2 quarters dun sa game 1 na pagkatalo for Justin Brownlee.
Una ni JB rattles out as we get this report from Bell.
If there's something that we learned from the first 3 quarters, it's that we shouldn't be like that again. Yan ang sinabi ni Coach Yeng sa kanilang huling huddle dahil masyado daw silang mabagal at parang pagod na daw. Coach Yeng also pointed out na mahihirapan ang Rain or Shine na makahanap ng advantage sa poste dahil sa higpit ng depensa ng Barangay, so they must establish their ball screens on top, keep moving the ball, find their flow, and not hesitate with their open threes. He also added that with Ginebra wanting to preserve Brownlee for the long series, they must find ways to take advantage of this. Gentlemen.
Brownlee with a rare trip to the line there kung saan nagminti siya ng dalawa but he secures the board sa kabila. Brownlee's a 78% free throw shooter and I can't remember the last time I saw him miss 2 in a row.
Nangyayari talaga.
Uy! Jump it! Nice putback! Got rid of JJ.
Look at the reaction coming from the Elasto Painters.
Nabura sa eksena si Johnson eh.
Suddenly, Aguilar was all alone to secure the defensive rebound.
How will they respond now? Mamuya will go across. Malonzo cut off there by Gray. Foul whistled, which will be the second team foul para sa Ginebra. Tingnan natin dito yung rebound battle, Coach.
Off a miss. The right hand of Aguilar was already at the back of Jalen Johnson. And Johnson suddenly was propelled forward. It allowed Aguilar an unmolested putback.
Na-warning na. Ang bench ba o si Coach Yeng? Somebody at Rain or Shine. Johnson talking with Mamuya. Japet picks him up. Mamu off the crossover. Trying to finish at the cup. That's going to be a foul on Manaytay.
13th foul here in the fourth para dito sa Rain or Shine.
Iimbestigahan pa ng ating mga ref kung regular na foul ba yon o baka mas matindi pa. Medyo kinabayo ni Manaytay si Aguilar.
Doon sa tatlong pagkatalo ng Rain or Shine sa Commissioner's Cup, dalawa doon, 90 points or below.
They are the #1 scoring team in the PBA this Commissioner's Cup. Kaya pag napigilan mo sila, doon talaga nadidiscuss.
Naibaba mo yung kanilang scoring average. And so far, the defense of Ginebra zeroed in on the key gunners for Rain or Shine in that Game 1 win.
Abarientos being hounded by Mamuya. They go to Chops for the throwdown.
Again, cannot overvalue the package of Japet Aguilar. The winning pedigree, the experience also that he has. Perfect find coming from Abarientos.
Nice fake by Manaytay. Excellent feed as well mula dito kay Johnson.
Another inside basket meanwhile for Rain or Shine.
Para kay Johnson, that's going to be assist number 7 on top of 13 points and 13 rebounds and 16 points. Aguilar trying to power through Manaytay. 2 shots parating para kay Japet. Tignan natin ulit ang panalo play of the game na to. Napit sa atin ang TNT.
Their #1 scorer, also a very effective playmaker. Last year's best newcomer in RJ Abarientos.
niya kay RJ, 2025 nag-Rookie of the Year dito sa PBA. Pero
Yes,
no
sir.
2023, nag-Rookie of the Year din yan sa Korea. Anywhere he goes, he takes that league by storm.
Totoo yan. At ngayon, front runner sa best player of the conference race.
In only his second year, ha?
Correct. Sabi nga natin, 295 points. Number 1 among all locals heading to game 2 of the series. And now he has a total of 21 in the game.
Johnson. Nagbabadyang double team ni RJ. Mamu straight away. Tumaplis sa kanang bahagi ng ring. Sakto walong minuto na lang natitira sa
They
game
have
2.
cooled off from rainbow territory after hitting 3 early 3-pointers to open up quarter 4.
Pinto will attack that baseline. Mamu with a steal. Abarientos to beat. Mamuyak to the sidestep. That was a thing of beauty.
14 for Mamuyak. He has a total, I believe, of 8 points since the first half.
Pinto diving in, cut off by Guahaw. That's going to be a reach and foul on Clarito.
Bailout foul called against Clarito. Shot clock was down a little over 7 seconds in the last sequence.
And with 7:24 remaining in this game, mandatory timeout by 94-78. Still Ginebra ahead. Back with us inside the Mall of Asia Arena. The action has been intense dito sa Game 2, pero when Barangay Ginebra jumped the gun on Rainer Shine back in the first quarter, it's been catch-up basketball played by the Elasto Painters ever since. The closest, the biggest lead was 24. The closest they came to was 14. Sa ngayon, 16 pa rin to, Coach.
Oo. May oras pa. But let's see how Ginebra tries to hold serve dito sa ating panghuling quarter.
Holt Bebuelo. He goes across. Scotty puts up the short snap off the window.
Tandaan natin, nadali ang Ginebra dun sa endgame. Sa game 1 ng pagkatalo. Dito, kung kaya mo wag nang paabutin sa isang endgame sa laki ng iyong kalamangan, bakit hindi kung kakayanin?
13 puntos na para kay Thompson. Jalen drops it off. Alonso blocked by Brownlee. Under 7 now remaining dito sa Game 2.
Doing a little bit of everything tonight is Justin Brownlee to help Ginebra tie the series.
Aguilar. One-on-one. Kontra dito kay Alonso. Aguilar takes it to school. What a return para dito kay Japet. 14 points, 12 rebounds.
Big double-double performance.
Para dito sa proud son ng Sasmuan. Clarito to the other side. Wow, hits one. Sabi mo nga, 3-point specialist yan.
Deadly talaga yan, even against that close-out defense. And that contest coming from Thompson.
It is still a 17-point game though. Time on the side of Barangay Ginebra. Chapet, nakipagsenyasan kay Scotty. They go the other way with JB. Guahaw in front. Brownlee to the baseline. Pull up jumper. No. Rebound Malonzo. Rainer Shine pushing it. Clarito Just ran straight smack into Barrientos. That's a blocking foul on RJ.
Ang dami nating nakitang ganyan ngayon para sa Ginebra. Hindi mo papabiluhin yung rain or shine. Pa-foul ka na maaga para hindi makatakbo at makaliyap.
Ito ang ating silyado defense of the game brought to us by Pioneer Elasto Seal. Silyado ang bubong, anumang panahon. Gian will inbound. Johnson receives. Back to Mamuya. Barrientos got a hand on it. Somehow it ended up with Clarito. Gets the basket. May kasama pang foul.
Let's see if we can check the last sequence.
RJ looks like he took one to the face. Pang-limang foul pa yan para dito kay Barrientos.
Sabi ni Troy, mukhang
alam mo naman to si Clarito, bato-bato to eh.
Ayun, no?
Napakahirap sumubok tumanggap ng charge mula kay John Hart.
Straight to the nose of RJ Barrientos. I think he's bleeding.
This is a spectacular angle from our van.
Yes, yes. Nice look.
Maraming salamat kay Direk Arvin.
Tried to draw charge. Referring to RJ Barrientos.
RJ checking kung buo pa nga yung kanyang nose bridge dito. No more challenges either way, Coach Ronnie. At ang may bahay ni RJ, syempre, si Ma'am Arlove with a look of concern. Sa nguso ba o sa ilong?
Sa ilong.
Everybody from the coaching staff and management of Barangay Ginebra up on their feet on that side, Coach Ronnie.
Barrientos is moving out. Who will check in for him? Again, this last penetration. Going full force.
Wala pang desisyon si Coach Tim kung sinong papalit kay RJ.
Oo.
Eh, hindi pa makapag-free throw itong si Clarito. Clarito finally gets himself in double digits here.
Substitution guard Smito for RJ Barrientos. Bonus free throw.
10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists para kay Clarito.
Another double-digit game for Clarito tonight. 35 points in the last 2 games. After a 25-point explosion, a conference best for the Del Campo Memorial College standout.
Clarito completes the 3-point play at eto na naman, naibaba ulit nila sa 14 na kailangan nilang habulin. With still more than 5.5 remaining in this game.
Meron na silang 15 puntos dito sa quarter na ito. Ginebra may 10.
Pinto back on the floor. Alonso bothering Rosario. That'll leave just 9 seconds on the shot clock para dito sa mga nakaputi. Nokum checks back in para dito kay Quahao.
Won a triple earlier. Even after a late entry in this match.
Coach Tim, ayaw pabayaan ng Rain or Shine. Magtuloy-tuloy ang buwelo. Hihiling siya ng timeout dito with exactly 5.5 remaining here in Game 2. Race to 4 tayo sa semifinal round ng ating 2026 PBA Commissioner's Cup. Game 1 was spectacular. Grabe yung bawian na lamangan. Big shot after big shot ang ating natunghayan sa Antipolo. Dito sa Game 2, Barangay Ginebra jumped the gun on Rain or Shine. Quarter number 1 pa lang. Pero ang Rain or Shine never giving up on this. Still dangerously close to Barangay Ginebra.
was a hard collision he had with Jeffrey Moore, and Jaworski bleeding from the mouth.
Bleeding right down there.
But it looks like he's ready to play again. Jaworski.
Left alone in the 3 sets.
Naunahan ni Jonard! And a major collision here. Looks like Scotty got hit. Scotty 4! Wow! Oh my God! But Raiders... Wow! Oh, can you believe what we just saw? Ang alamat ng never say die spirit ng Barangay Ginebra, Thompson time and again has proven na nasa sa kanya nga ang dugong Ginebra. Of course, nagsimula yan kay the Big J.
Walang duda, walang duda.
Ngayon, ang nasaktan naman ay si RJ Barrientos as Brownlee hits a 3.
28 points after the first 3 quarters. First basket here in the fourth for Justin Brownlee keeps them out of harm's way. Raises their lead to 17.
Mamu inside. Off the glass.
Bigat ng second half ni Gian Mamuyak. Now with 16. 10 points in the last 2 quarters.
Thompson looks around. Holt. Nakita si Rosario. Troy's been solid para dito sa Barangay Ginebra. All confidence long. Fade away J. No. Johnson with a board. Jonard to the cup. Nilua. Holt will clear it para sa Ginebra. 15-point lead. Steal by Nokum.
Not an effort play coming from Adrian Noku.
Mamu down the middle again. And one para kay Gian.
Has been their best fourth quarter player tonight. Attack mode. Oblivious to the pressure that they're facing given that they have not been able to turn this double-digit edge into a single-digit deficit.
Pero yung 14-point bubble, naibaba na sa 13 with a bonus free throw kami na para kay Mamuyak.
Ito na ang pinakamalapit na naitala ng Rain or Shine as Mamuyak. Not about to throw in the white flag. A lot of fight here in the Elasto Painters.
If somehow Novum catches fire as well, and kung mahahabol din ni Jalen Johnson, mag-iiba timpla ng ating labanan. Nagmintis na naman sa free throw, coach.
Tuwing sila'y didikit, nagkakaproblema sila from the free throw line.
Si RJ Barrientos waiting na sa ating scorer's table. Holt against Mamuya at Tegoro Aguilar. A double-double ready para kay Jape. Scotty across to Pinto. Scotty down to Garada defense. Puts it up. No! Troy with another board. Ball is loose. Everybody diving for it. Clarito to the cup. And we have got an 11-point game.
Down to 11. At walang dead ball para makapasok itong si RJ Barrientos na lumabas kanina after being hurt.
Holt. Looking at Malonzo in front of him. They want to go to Troy. Jonard Clarito bantay niya. Scotty for 3. No! Clarito with a board. Here comes Rain or Shine. Mamu again to Jonard. Jumper. Go!
Oh, wow. And this is the single-digit lead that they have been pining about. Now the pressure is on. Barangay Ginebra. Again, Mamuya. Clarito making things happen here for the Elasto Painters who have outscored Ginebra 23 against 13 here in the fourth and final quarter.
Rain or Shine banging on that Barangay Ginebra door. Tulong-tulong ginagawa ng Elasto Painters to cut their deficit to 9.
Siyempre, it's really encouraging, no, to win game 1, no, against a tough team like Ginebra. Ang haba ng series, eh, no? It's a 7-game series. They're very talented. They're very experienced in a situation like this. Kami, show up, lumabang ka lang. No? Just show up, lumabang ka. Kung ano yung kaya mong ibigay mo lang. This is a really good game for the fans kasi natutuwa ako na pag pinapanood nila yung Rain or Shine, manalo, matalo, nag-enjoy sila. Kampi man sila sa amin o hindi, gusto ko lang mag-enjoy yung mga fans.
Some anxious moments para sa Barangay Ginebra. They have led by as many as 24 and have led by double digits since the first quarter of this game, Coach Ronnie. Pero ngayon, siyam na lang to.
And this is the fourth quarter fight back that Rain or Shine is so known for.
Scotty gets it slapped away by Nokum. 2:34 natitira dito sa game 2. Meron pang kasunod, TNT Meralco right after this one. Mapapanood pa rin dito sa RPTV.
Rain or Shine had 40 points in the first 2 quarters. They've scored 52 points since. Ginebra, meanwhile, merong 62 points at the end of the first half. 39 points mula sa oras na yon.
In the backcourt, Nokum dives for it, completes it. Mamu waiting. Nokum takes flight, but then Clarito is there again. We've got a 7-point game.
And the 3 best local players for them in that game 1 win. Joining forces here in the fourth quarter in game 2. Clarito, Mamuya, and Nokum to help and try rescue Rain or Shine.
It's about to get even louder. What a fight back by Rain or Shine.
Indeed. They've tried at least 6 times to instigate a big rally. And every time, Ginebra will have a good answer. But here in the fourth so far, multiple and consecutive baskets by Mamuya, Clarito, and Adrian Noku.
Tama ba, Matko? 32 puntos na para sa Ross.
Sa quarter na ito.
6 pa lang para sa Ginebra.
69 sila nagtapos, so 25 points.
Yung kabila.
13.
Kabila, 101. Oh, here comes Rain or Shine again. Clarito to the corner. Nokum leaves it. JJ. Bang!
Let me add one more name. The 4 best players for Rain or Shine in that game 1 win. Joining forces in this fourth quarter uprising. My goodness.
It is a 1-possession game here at the MOA Arena. Abarientos drops it off. Almost taken away. That'll leave 7.3 on the shot clock para sa Barangay Ginebra San Miguel.
Remember that they scored over 40 points doon sa kanilang fourth quarter explosion sa game 1 na panalo. 73 in the last 2 quarters, referring to Rain or Shine.
So it is a 25-13 quarter para sa Rain or Shine so far, but they are going to need 4 more. Ball possession will stay with Ginebra after the review. Clearly off a red shirt. Baseline inbound. They have 7.3 to try and generate a shot. Scotty maglalabas. Holt, Brownlee, Rosario at Abarientos on targets. RJ gets his hands on it. He's got JJ in front. Abarientos for 3. No! Rebound, Nokum. Will Rain or Shine hunt for the 4? Will they go for the high percentage? Nokum inside. No! Scotty will clear it. And he is fouled.
That's a big defensive stop for Barangay Ginebra, and with their offense drying up, they had to bank on that last defensive stop to preserve a 4-point lead. This one.
Even if Ginebra hangs on to this, Coach Tim Cone will not be a happy man.
A win is a win, and that's all that counts at times. That was RJ Barrientos with that defensive gem.
Scotty takes care of that first free throw. Jinky Thompson praying on for Scotty to go 2 for 2.
14 in the quarter for the Gin Kings. 28 meanwhile para dito sa team ng Rain or Shine.
Thompson, an 85% free throw shooter, takes care of the second one. A minute and 3 to go, Coach Ronnie. Just a 6-point lead para dito sa Ginebra.
No field goal, at least in the last 3 minutes for the Gin Kings. But those free throws, enough to give them a 2 possession edge heading to the last 63 seconds of this contest.
The semifinals in full effect now. Game 1 was a wild one. A couple of nights ago, Coach Ronnie, went all the way down to the wire. Everybody inside the jam-packed Inares Arena holding their collective breaths for that one, with Rain or Shine prevailing by 4 points. Barangay Ginebra looking good to tie this up almost all game long until this late rally by Rain or Shine. What heart being shown by the young Elasto Painters here. They're in the semis for the 5th time in the last 6 conference. Kalaban ng Ginebra na nasa ika-9 na sunod na semifinal appearance.
Totoo yan. Last 4 teams going at it to make it to the finals of the Commissioner's Cup. Score stood at 101-84. 4 minutes and 57 mark of the 4th. 13-0 run para sa Rain or Shine before Scotty Thompson converted his 2 free throws earlier.
Malonzo against Brownlee. Will he attack? Bibigay niya kay Mamu, the captain of Rain or Shine. Mamuya goes around. They go to the 3. No! That might be off Pinto, but the referees can review. .9 seconds remaining here.
Again, just like to point this out as a matter of fact. Sa tatlong pagkatalo ng Rain or Shine, dalawa ron, hindi sila pumalo ng mahigit 90 points. 115 points ang kanilang talaan sa Game 1 na panalo. Ngayon, 97 points with this much time remaining.
Pag Rain or Shine, pag Rain or Shine na may possession, 1.5 seconds matitira sa kanila shot clock, Coach Ronnie.
At mukhang sa kanila talaga ang possession na ito.
But it's got to be quick for the Elasto Painters if they don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Humiling ng timeout si Coach Cheng.
Kinakailangan, they need to score with this much time left in their shot clock as they're down by 6 at this stage.
No need to hunt for a 3 or 4 or kailangan na ba with 50.9 seconds
Whatever
remaining.
the defense gives, but they need to score in this next sequence.
Barangay Ginebra up by 6. Have they done enough? O may isa pa bang huling hirit dito ang Rain or Shine? Para sa Barangay Ginebra, isa sa mga napakalaking bagay na nakuha nila ngayong gabi ay ang pagbabalik ni Japet Aguilar. 14 points, 12 rebounds para dito. Kay Aguilar, samahan mo pa ng 3 assist, 6-7 ang kanyang field goals so far.
6-7. Definitely a big presence, literally. Rebounding, scoring, defending, and throwing his weight around the restricted zone.
Rain or Shine's got to go quick here. 1.5 to go. Who will take it? Mamu maglalabas. Andiyan dyan si Nokum, si Malonzo, si Clarito, and si Johnson. Game reset on your screens here. Catch and shoot 3. No! Scotty with a big rebound para sa Barangay Ginebra.
2 straight big defensive stops for the Gin Kings.
A score might just put this away. Steal by Clarito! Off JB! Jonard! Clipped there by Troy. Was there a play on the ball? Everybody at Rain or Shine sumesenyas ng unspo.
What a defensive play for Jonard Clarito.
If you're Ginebra, you are praying for a regular foul right now.
Definitely.
Was there a play on the ball? Ito yung steal, coach.
Look at this effort play. And that's just the kind of hard work that Clarito is so known for. Almost a layup for Clarito.
The hand was towards the direction of the ball, but was it enough to have a play on the ball? Masusing iniimbestiga ng ating referees yan. Kasi if it's more than a regular foul, that'll mean free throws plus possession.
Yes.
32.3 natitira dito.
And this is a 2-possession lead for the Gin Kings at this stage.
Meron ng hatol. Ano kaya ang ipinito dito? Pakinggan natin kay Mark Luzon.
Foul on number 1, Troy Rosario, his third personal.
Regular foul.
Again,
Troy.
Again, John Clarito will be tested from the line. The best player for game number 1 for the Elasto Painters. 4 of 4 tonight.
Make that 5 of 5.
Simply put, he has not missed, I believe, in the series from the free throw line.
Aguilar na-recall sa bench. He coached in. Here comes Clarito with a second. Gets it as well.
Another magical fourth quarter for John Clarito. 11 in the fourth for Clarito.
With an 8.3 differential. Nahihirapan si Holt. Somehow got it to Scotty. Do you need to foul here? May 8.3 differential ang mga orasan, coach.
Hindi pa. Yun ang problema.
Rosario! What a pass from Brownlee. And an even better fake from Troy.
Gives them a 2-possession lead.
Bocheng telling them to play on.
Up 6.
JJ, Tumamu, 4-ball. No! And that might have just done it. Abarientos is tied up by Johnson. That'll be free throws para kay Roche. What character though showed by Rainer Shine, not giving up on this, down by as many as 24.
For over 30 minutes, they were down by double digits until the fourth quarter started. And Mamuyak and Clarito instigated a big fourth quarter chase down.
Abarientos with an opportunity to put this one away. Roche takes care of the first.
First point for Abarientos in the fourth and final quarter.
He shoots 94% from that line, Coach.
Yes.
Ayan yung mga gusto mong magpupunta dyan.
Sobra. Over 40% from the three-point area, over 50% from the two-point line. Above 93% from free throw line.
Part of that 50, 40, 90 club.
Yes.
Bihira yan.
Napaka.
Ganyang klaseng shooting splits, ano? Abarientos just made it an 8-point lead. Rainer Shine's gonna need a 4, and they're gonna need it quick just to stay in the conversation.
That's correct. Let's listen in.
Taking a look at what transpired here. Justin Brownlee has had his way since the opening tip.
Oh yes, he has been the catalyst for the Gin Kings. They wanted him to set the tone, and definitely he did set the tone for Barangay Ginebra tonight, together of course with RJ Abarientos.
Brownlee with 31 points despite dealing with some hamstring problems since the quarterfinal game against Phoenix. 32 noong Game 1, 31 so far ngayong Game 2, as we thank every single one of you PBA fans sa pagtutok sa ating semis dito sa RPTV. The numbers don't lie. The games have been great, and the response from everybody has been heartfelt. Rainer Shine hoping against hope here. They need a 4, and they need it in the next 2 to 3 seconds. JJ will get to his spot. That'll do it. Barangay Ginebra Looking like they will survive this.
Still up by 6.
2.6 seconds natitira dito. It's a 6-point lead. Barangay Ginebra on the way to tying the series. We are about to head into a virtual best of 5.
That's correct. And eventually, efficient free throw shooting for the Gin Kings will save the day for them amidst this furious fourth quarter comeback by Raider Shine.
Barrientos, silang dalawa ni Brownlee nagtandem that built that 24-point lead para sa Barangay Ginebra kanina. They hit that mark in the first half and then in the early goings of the third quarter do sa Japet jumper, di ba?
Totoo yun. And in spite of the fact that they have been outscored here in the fourth quarter again by Rain or Shine, they will hold on and tie the series at 1 game apiece.
109-101. Barangay Ginebra survives that comeback bid by Rain or Shine. At tabla na nga po ang ating labanan. At 1 apiece dito sa race to 4 ng semifinals ng 2026 Commissioner's Cup.
And that's all that counts. To not be behind by 2 games. But instead, after losing the first match, tie the series at 1 win apiece.
Sino ang best player of the game?
Pwedeng si Japet Aguilar. Pwedeng si RJ Barrientos. But through it all, Justin Brownlee stood the tallest for the Gin Kings tonight. Amazing numbers once again for the magical Justin Brownlee.
And every time nga magte-threaten yung Rain or Shine, even that last run, yung tres ni Brownlee ang pumatay.
Totoo yun. Pamatay sunog, pumatay sa Rain or Shine, at bumuhay sa Barangay Ginebra mula umpisa hanggang dulo.
2 assists away from a semifinal triple-double, but it's still good enough for a W para dito sa Barangay Ginebra. Tabla na tayo, Coach Ronnie.
Sabi mo nga, tabla na sa serye at natitirang best of 5 series ang natitira dito sa serye ng Painters kontra sa Gin Kings.
Sigurado magiging 2-1 to pagdating ng linggo. Di lang na natin alam kung sino lalamang. That is the 7:30 game this coming Sunday dito sa MOA Arena. Mapapanood live dito sa RPTV. The action definitely has been as good as advertised. Game 1 could have gone either way. Game 2, nadomina ng Ginebra na maaga. Pero ang Rain or Shine hindi sumuko, hindi pinayagan. Makuha lang ng Ginebra ng ganun-ganun lang. Kaya patuloy ang ating race to 4. Game 3 is this Sunday dito sa MOA. Mapapanood syempre dito sa RPTV.
Coach Tim, congratulations on the win. Could you talk about your hot shooting in the first quarter and then surviving the Rain or Shine comeback?
Well, I thought the game kind of turned on that that charging call against, or that blocking call. It should have been a charge. I think it was Clarito versus RJ. We not only got the short end of that call, we also lost RJ for a lot of time, and that really hurt us. And you know, it was really, you know, Rain or Shine style of game again. You know, they played their style of game. They kept the pace up and wore us down, and then came down to the fourth quarter, and they gave themselves a chance to win, and that's their MO. We played right into it, but it's hard not to, because you know, they come at you in waves, and you're trying to do your best from a coaching standpoint and get your guys rested so they can be, you know, fresh in that fourth quarter. But it's very difficult because it's, you know, you're really overplaying Justin, you're overplaying RJ, Troy, Scotty, and So from a coaching standpoint, you expect them to do that, and you just hope that you have enough energy down the stretch to hold them at bay, and then you have to be able to keep your poise. And I didn't think we really kept our poise well, but we were able to keep them at bay. So, again, this is the style they want to play because they want to come into Sunday, wear us out through Friday, so they can come in and play us again on Sunday and win the energy war. And we just got to be smart on how we handle that.
Here we go, ilan sa mga eksena ng
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Hi everyone, it's Carla Lizardo Sulit and welcome back to our live chat party dito sa ating One Sports YouTube channel presented by TapTap. We have just wrapped up the second game in the semifinal series of Barangay Ginebra taking on Rain or Shine, with Ginebra taking that win 109-101 ang ating final score. And what a game this was. Ginebra was leading all the way from the start of this game up by double digits, but in the end game, nagparamdam ang Rain or Shine that they will not give up until the very end, but Barangay Ginebra was able to regain their composure and they were able to survive that late run mula dito sa Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, with the best player, Justin Brownlee, leading the way, 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists para dito kay Justin Brownlee. Let's look at the stats. Barangay Ginebra shooting much better from the three-point area compared to Rain or Shine, 40.6% versus 24.4%. They also out-rebounded the Elasto Painters here today, 53-40. They had better assists, 27-17, and they really had a better performance when it came to their perimeter shooting, 57-36. And that was a big win para dito sa Barangay Ginebra to even things out here in this best of 7 semifinal series. 1-1 na tayo dito. Let's check out the top performers from both teams. Para dito sa Elasto Painters, they were led by Nocom with 21 points, and Johnson and Clarito had 19 points each. Para naman dito sa Ginebra, led by Brownlee, who was the best player of the game, 31 points, Abarrientos with 23, Thompson with 15. Now let's look at the highlights from the second half. Adrian Nocom started this game strong, and he continues to do that here in the third quarter with Rain or Shine down by 20 points. Starts the second half strong, just like how he started this game. But JB will continue performing para dito sa Barangay Ginebra, leading the way again as the top scorer for today's game. Now, Ginebra's good passing as well was one of the biggest factors in this win. There is that 3 from JB. And again, let's talk about the good passing para dito sa Ginebra. Leads to that slam from Japeth Aguilar here in the fourth quarter. Now, Gian Mamuyak will try to make things happen para dito sa Rain or Shine. Gets the steal and just runs straight for it. Gets the point. Just trying to close that gap here in the fourth quarter, but Justin Brownlee just continues to stay consistent in this match with another three-pointer. Talagang siya yung pumapatay ng sunog dito sa fourth quarter of the match. But Jonard Clarito, he was the top performer in the first game, and he continues to deliver para dito sa Rain or Shine. Scores after that loose ball scramble. Everyone was just diving for the ball. And JJ will also come alive with a 3 to cut Ginebra's lead here in the last minute of the game. But again, despite that big run mula dito sa Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, in the end game, Barangay Ginebra was able to hold on and they were able to tie this series. Now we are moving on to our next semifinals game, which is also going to be a good one. But let me do some quick shout outs. Again, hi to Kyle, Nick, Ellie, Ferdy, Ner, Julio, Charisse, Abigail, and to my friend Hoop Junkie, thanks for watching the games here on our One Sports YouTube channel. Our next PBA live chat party will be in just a bit. TNT Tropang 5G versus the Meralco Bolt Semis Game 2, where TNT is leading 1-0. That will start at 7:30 p.m. and it is happening at the SM Mall of Asia Arena. Now, for everyone abroad who needs to send money here to the Philippines, check out Tap Tap Send now. Para sa mabilis, safe at sulit na padala to the Philippines, download Tap Tap Send, the trusted remittance best friend of OFWs worldwide. For the latest in the world of sports, please follow One Sports on YouTube, Facebook, X, Reddit, Instagram, and on TikTok. Ako pa rin yung makakasama nyo in the next game, so I'll catch you in a bit.